Hi everyone, hi Krakow, how are you doing? Good start. Slides are not on the screen? Slides are on the screen, amazing. Okay, I'm so grateful to be here again on the App.js stage, and today I'm here with Christian. I'm Riccardo, software engineer at Meta, Christian, software engineer at Expo, and we are here today to talk about React Native and iOS and what the future without CocoaPods would look like for all the iOS developer in React Native. Let me start saying that we heard you, okay? We know that you want to use a Swift package manager. I mean, Flutter is already using Swift Package Manager instead of CocoaPods. So why is it taking so long for React Native to adopt this new technology, and why are we still on CocoaPods? And by the way, if you don't know what CocoaPods is a community open source tool to manage iOS dependencies in your iOS project, and Swift Package Manager is basically the same thing, but is maintained and developed by Apple. So it's the new blessed technology to handle dependencies in your iOS project. So you might be familiar with this situation where you want to work on your React Native application, and you sit down at your desk, you run pod install, and then you stand up, go back to the kitchen, get a coffee, because it might take some time. Why is it taking so much time is also the reason why we are not on Swift PM right now. For React Native, we tinkered a little bit with CocoaPods, and so CocoaPods is now for React Native not only downloading and installing your iOS dependencies, but is doing a bunch of other things that React Native needs. For example, it downloads the binaries of iOS for React Native Core and Hermes. It runs Codegen for all your native modules and native components, and autolinks all the modules and third-party dependencies in your application so that you don't have to care about them. Everything here is glued by Ruby, which is yet another language in your stack, yet another technology that you need to handle. So you can see already how many moving pieces we have for React Native using CocoaPods. And all of these can basically create a problem when something goes wrong. For example, you might have network issues when downloading binaries. You can have the wrong version of Ruby on your machine. You can have the wrong version of CocoaPods on your machine. We may fail to generate Codegen in some weird setups of your project. So things can go wrong. And that's one of the reasons why we want to move away from CocoaPods. And the other reason is that the maintainer of CocoaPods are a bit tired of catching up with everything that Apple is doing. Are a bit tired also because Swift Package Manager is now here and is the blessed technology that we should use in our iOS projects to handle dependencies. The maintainers that did a great job in the past 10+ years set up this deadline of the 2nd of December, where CocoaPods is going to be read-only. So it means that new libraries are not going to be able to be published there. And it's true that we are not depending on the trunk of CocoaPods that much, because we usually publish our libraries for React Native on NPM. But some of those libraries might depend on pods in the trunk of CocoaPods. So that means that React Native application might not receive security updates, they might not receive new features because it's read-only. So in January 25, Christian and I embarked in a new quest to find the right solution for React Native and to find a way to properly use Swift Package Manager in our project. It's a long journey because of all the reasons I explained already, but the first deliverable has already happened in React Native 81, when we shipped faster iOS build using precompiled binaries for React Native. So with this command that you don't have to remember because now is the default behavior, so you can forget about the flags, it's just pod install, you were able to download precompiled binaries for iOS and use them directly in your application. How these relate? Thank you. how does this relate with Swift Package Manager? Well, the precompiled binary are built only using Swift Package Manager in our React Native CI. So we are not using CocoaPods at all for the core of React Native. Then we upload the binaries to Maven Central, and using CocoaPods, we download them for you in your application. So in this, starting from React Native 81, CocoaPods is only used to glue the binaries for React Native into your application. But in our CI, we are only using Swift Package Manager to build them. This deliverable already produced great improvements in your build time, and I'm sure that if you're using them, you perceive them already. In this 2 example application, the Expo Go app, we got up almost 40% improvement in build times, and in Rn Tester, which is our application inside the React Native repository, 10x improvement in build speed. So this is huge. Thank you. The next step of this work is this beautiful RFC that Christian put together in April, so just 1 month ago. This is publicly available. There's going to be a QR code later in the presentation, so don't bother taking notes of that. But I want to focus on a couple of points. So first of all, why we are doing that? Well, I explained that in the previous part of the talk. Getting rid of Ruby and CocoaPods is going to make your setup simpler, less failures. It will be the right way to do it from the Apple perspective. So a lot of benefits there. And the other point that I want to touch on is how we are going to adopt this for the whole community. So this is a big change because, of course, all the libraries now are shipping with CocoaPods, so we need to be careful. We don't want to break any of your workflow, right? So it will be an opt-in solution at the beginning, so we are not forcing anybody on this new system. We are going to support both technology in parallel for some time. Library maintainers are going to be able to ship both a pod spec for the CocoaPods part of it and a package.swift file, which is going to be very simple, and Christian later will show you how it will look like. And we are going to deploy it to every one of you in the same way we work with the new architecture rollout. So we're going to work with all the partners, Expo, Software Mention, ColdStack, to gradually migrate all the libraries to this new system. And we're going to help all of you to have the transition as smooth as possible. So React Native is going to love Swift Package Manager. As I mentioned, there are several benefits that I want to recap. No setup, because Swift PM comes in with Xcode installation, so it's already on your laptop as soon as you install Xcode. One less tech to care about is default iOS technologies. It's a modern, simple, declarative. It's officially supported by Apple, so hopefully we don't have to maintain that much. Provides faster builds and low maintenance cost for all the library maintainers out there. Now to go a little bit more in-depth into the technical details of the RFC and to show you how it will look like, I want to call on stage Christian.
Hi, everyone. So thanks, Riccardo. Those are 6 really great reasons for stopping using CocoaPods. So previously, we had this, the first thing every React Native developer had to do when using iOS, and cloning, npm installing, like Riccardo pointed out. Now this. 1 command, no pod install, no Ruby. This is npx React Native SPM, Swift PM for React Native. Thank you. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to try to build a small app for you from start to finish to show you how this works without pod install. So meet this math calculator. It is a super nice little app that does fast calculations in native code. Super important. We'll do this in 2 phases. So first of all, we'll build this app, just initialize it, show you how these tools are working. And then we'll add the math written in native codes at the end of the short demo. So we'll start off with something everyone knows. This is the default React Native inits. We need to watch the prompt here. No, we don't want to install CocoaPods this time, so we will just finish off, and the app is installed and done. Now for the next command. Let's run it. We'll go through what this command does and how it works. So first of all, it starts up. It asks us a simple question. So this question is about a package it found, because there will be a lot of packages in the community without package.swift files. So it found one. This is the React Native safe area context, which is part of the default React Native template, but doesn't have a package Swift file. So, OK, we'll do that. It will scaffold and generate one for us. Next thing it asks for is the projects. Although we will be doing both CocoaPods and Swift PM support, we need to have one single Xcode project, but we will make a backup for the other one. So we will ask it a reply yes. We will let it do an Xcode project wired up for Swift PM. So we're done, and that's it. I think it's pretty fast as well. It takes less time than with CocoaPods. And this is what you actually get inside of Xcode. So this is the project, ready to build, ready to run. And we have some packages here that we are going to take a look at. So the first one is the autolinked package. This is all your native code wrap-in targets found by the autolinker and created and generated by the tool that we just saw. The next thing is generated code. It will be the output from running Codegen. And we have React Native, which is React Native itself, as Riccardo talked about, the pre-compiled Xcode frameworks that we're using for Hermes, React Native dependencies, and React Native itself. And finally, we have the package that was scaffolded by the tool itself. It's the React Native safe area contexts, which should be working. So what we do now is we just ask, using the same command as always, npm run iOS will start running, and we'll see what's going on here. The same command you're always using. Behind the scenes, package.swift files, there are multiple of them, are resolved by Xcode. Codegen is built. Xcode builds your packages. It builds your app's code. The simulator is started, already started, and your app is installed and launched. And there it is, our new app, ready to go. Let's get some help. Yeah. This might have been the first time someone is getting applause for showing this. So we'll get some help, some AI help to code this app. This is Claude helping us out, doing its stuff, creating the calculator, and finally he's probably done, so we'll move on. This is the calculator, super simple, supports touch events and everything. Its display is working, but it is still pretty slow, because we promised to use native codes for this app. So let's see what we can do here. We need to install a library, and we have this super fantastic native code third-party library for doing math calculations, written by a math calculation expert. So we will install it. Super simple as well. The library is installed. Now, what would we usually do here? Pod install, right? Because this one contains native code. Yet we don't need to do that. We can run like we always do, and we will let the system just take care of what's going on here. So what happened here now is a bit more than the previous run we had, because now the autolinker was actually seeing that my dependencies had changed. It found the new library, and it used that package file to update the package dependencies that we just saw in the previous picture of Xcode. Now it's running, it's working, and the native code is actually available in the app. We're not using it yet. We'll see what's happening in Xcode first. This is Xcode now. We can see that in the package dependencies area, we now have this new calculator thing. It's a super modern thing written in Objective-C, which I actually love. And it contains a reasonably simple and understandable package.swift. We will give some more information about how these files are written. The good thing is that if you want to try this out, it is possible to use npx React Native SPM to scaffold the package for you, and everything will be set up in a reasonably good way. Next thing is that we need to just add a single section in the React Native config file. SPM, that's the whole contract, nothing more. It's for the autolinker to see that this package has SPM codes. There will be some other options here, but that's it. And we can now finish the app, import the code just as we usually do, and we can run the app. And now we can see that we are actually using native codes in a very, very simple and easy way. And I think it's pretty fast as well. So hopefully it will also save some time. So that was the demo showing how to use this. The new Swift support, NPX, React Native, SPM for React Native. I'll try to sum up a bit what we learned, what we'll have a look at. So the command will be npx React Native SPM. It has some options and some extras, but we won't get into detail about that. It does 3 things. It scaffolds, making sure that packages without Swift, package.swift files have package.swift files. It generates Xcode project, which is something you can commit. You can continue to work on it if you want to change it. Then it generates. It does React Native Codegen. It creates the auto-linking wrappers per native module. It downloads and caches. That's important. We don't need to download again next time. It's cached globally on your machine, the Xcode frameworks that you're using. And finally, the thing that I'm kind of most proud of is basically the auto-sync feature. So every build you do, it checks to see if there are any new native modules, and if there are, it will automatically regenerate what it needs for this to build. And that happens pretty fast as well, so that's cool. So this is all for real. It's in development, it's not in your hands yet, but it works today. So everything you've seen today is actual code running and working in React Native. So we need some help to ship this, and for library maintainers, start preparing. Nothing heroic needed here. You need to start to play around with some package.swift files to see if you can get it up and running and get some basic understanding of it. You keep shipping your library as source. You can wait and later buy into going for pre-compiled Xcode frameworks to make your library faster to consume. But no need for that at the moment. You will keep your pod spec files in the transition period. App developers, tell us what you need. This is super important. The RFC is open. Tell us what you want, the edge cases that you care about. Anything, comment on this, push back on stuff. The RFC is open. We are already getting a lot of great feedback on it. Things like brownfield support, static linkage, framework linkage, mixed Swift and C++. All questions we got from the community that are already shaping the way we build these tools. So if you have any concerns, this is where to put it. Finally, it's been awesome to finally be able to show this to you. Swift PM for React Native, finally. And Riccardo and I will be around for the rest of the day, so if you have questions, want to talk about this, or want to talk about anything else, find us and talk to us. The RFC is open. Take a picture, visit it, read it, give feedback, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.